this, man. Just, slow by and keep it moving, man. Got my boy MG Wade in the building, man. What's going on, big dog?
What's up, man? What's up? Let me get my earpieces in.
Okay.
What's happening in Al York on a Monday?
Yeah. I had to do it, man, all weekend. I did a staycation at the hotel. I'm listening to the news, and everybody dissing Bill Belichick, saying that he ain't a great coach. It ain't no Patriot way. He needed Tom Brady to be successful. And I'm hearing this from dudes that I thought had new sports like Warren Sapp, a couple of other cats. And I'm like, nah, I got to get a video on this because I watched this. I know exactly how all this shit came about. You feel me? So real quick, you look frozen there. Can you move? Yo. Yeah, talk up. Let me see if I hear you. Yeah, I don't hear you now, so I got to put the plugs in. I heard you earlier. Let me put the plugs in. Yo. Yeah, I can't hear you, dog. It's got to be your side because I heard you in the beginning.
Oh, there we go. I was on mute.
Yeah, talk a little bit.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you some. Yeah, so like I was saying, big discussion today. This is why I bring you in. I need somebody that really know their shit. I could have brought Felix in. I could have brought X-Man in. I could have brought anybody in. What's your take on the New England Patriots in general? And as far as is Tom Brady, this really superstar Hall of Fame quarterback, and Bill Belichick, this Hall of Fame superstar head coach. I want to hear your perspective. Then I'm going to give you my perspective. Then I'm going to read you some numbers. But go ahead. I want to hear, go light before we go heavy.
Well, I mean, look, I'm a Raider fan, so I'm a Tuck rule victim because I was watching that game with my family. So I dislike both these dudes, but the dynamic between the two is a fascinating one because they both Tom Brady as a quarterback and Bill Belichick as the head coach achieved tremendous success together. That's undeniable. So it's a kind of a challenge to decide who needed the other more. That's like saying, did Bill Walsh need Joe Montana and Steve Young? As their partnership, these partnerships between head coach and these elite quarterbacks are symbiotic. So Tom Brady's exceptional quarterback skills, it actually combined nicely with Bill Belichick's idea and his support, his system,
Right.
and it led to the success of the New England Patriots. On the other hand, Bill Belichick, he experienced he didn't experience success in Cleveland. He was horrible in Cleveland with the Browns.
Well, his record was 34-44, 1-1 in the playoffs with the Browns. But as a coordinator with the New York Football Giants, who he played a key part in those championships with that spectacular defense, 2-0 Super Bowl play. So you cannot discount that because he played a key part in that.
And you can't discount Bill Belichick as a coach, even though he has Tom Brady. Now, Tom Brady's he's a late round pick. He wasn't an elite, a graded quarterback coming out of Michigan. As a matter of fact, I don't think he even got his first start until his senior year, late junior year, and then he started his senior year at quarterback in Michigan.
Right.
It was actually quite a surprise that he even made the league. But Belichick had a great system with him. Now, obviously, I won't get too much in the weeds because
I don't want you to go too far because you're already tapping into my next shit.
So let me just say this: it's safe to say their partnership was mutually beneficial.
Right.
So it makes it a challenge to pick one or the other. I think it's who you like if you're going to do that. But if we want to analyze like we're going to do tonight, they were both essential components to a highly successful team. So we can talk about how one needed the other or one didn't need the other, and we're going to go into that. I'm pretty sure. But if it's not for Belichick, you would not have a Tom Brady.
Facts. Now let me come in real quick. Let me give you some Bill Belichick numbers. 34-44 at Cleveland, 45 winning percentage. Didn't do good over there. That was his first go-around. You already know what he did as a coordinator with the Giants and Bill Parcells. They won 2 chips. And just alone in New England, he was 264 and 117, 69% winning percentage, 30-12 in the playoffs, 6 Super Bowls, 3 losses. Now I'm going to carry over to Tom Brady. 15 Pro Bowls, 7-time championship winner, 5 MVPs in the Super Bowl. But he won 6 with the Patriots, lost 3, then left the Patriots and immediately won 1 with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And with the Buccaneers, he was 32 and 18 with 1 chip, combined 66% winning percentage. So I remember, let's say in Tom Brady's 10th year, I remember everybody saying he's a great quarterback because of Bill Belichick's system. Now I'm hearing, oh, Bill Belichick was great because of Tom Brady. Which one the fuck it is? And my thing is like, people fail to realize Tom Brady was a 6th round, something like 699th pick. He did not come in the league on some Cam Newton shit, on some Peyton Manning shit. He wasn't even a starter in Michigan. So what I'm saying to the crowd that's listening to me now, Belichick groomed that nigga. You can't take that away from Bill. Now, did Tom do his job? Yeah, Tom did his job. He did everything that they asked him to do and more. But don't sit here, Warren Sapp, talking about that he ain't nobody without Tom Brady, because I wish I could get at Warren Sapp. He lucky he got a job with Deion Sanders right now. No, for real. I like Sapp, but he fucked up with this one. Then he tried to be funny the Patriot way. Dog, everybody hated those cats. I hated those cats. You can't blame them for them not having a division that wasn't strong. That's not Belichick's fault. That he took his team and made them the best, and nobody can compare. You got everybody on social media. Oh, yo, and then somebody else said something. They were like, yeah, he's right. They never had a good quarterback in the AFC. That's not Belichick's fault. You motherfuckers get draft choices. Do the right thing with it. It ain't like Belichick got a number 1 pick. He got a 699th pick, and they won 6 Super Bowls. How the fuck are you hating on that? No, for real. How are you hating on that?
You ain't gonna never see me passionate about the Patriots. I'm just gonna let you know that.
No, I'm passionate about facts. It could be your Raiders I would talk like this.
Well, for the Raiders, I'd be screaming like you, but
I'm serious. It could be your Raiders, but if a motherfucker wrong and he thinking he cute on TV like he right, motherfuckers is lucky I can't check him. No, for real. Because that's what they did. Okay, they said they cheated, whatever. What's that shit called? Spygate, all that. Even after that, they won a couple of more Super Bowls.
Well, I mean, you have to look at some stats, though, Al. I mean, you can yell all you want about Belichick making Brady and them being a compliment, but, like, numbers don't lie. So with Brady as the starting quarterback for the New England Patriots, the Patriots had a 71% winning record. But without him, when he left, that record dropped to 12%.
No quarterback.
Winning percentage.
No, it's like Pat Mahomes. My man said the other day. He said, yo, we have my man said, I told my man, there's a couple teams better than Kansas City. If you watch Friday's show, you see what I'm talking about.
But
I said, there's a couple teams right now, 3 teams that got better roster than Kansas. But you know what he told me? None of them got Pat Mahomes.
I'm not done yet. Brady left and went to Tampa Bay and immediately brought what Warren Sapp was talking about, the Patriot way, which is Belichick's way with him at quarterback, to Tampa Bay. And in the first season, they won the Super Bowl. And in the second season, they were competitive. They just couldn't win the Super Bowl. But, it's obvious that the quarterback, whatever happened at New England, was transferable through the quarterback to a different team that was similarly situated to the kind of team that Bill Belichick built in New England. It is not a accident or just because Tom Brady wanted to live in Tampa Bay with all them cuties around him, that he went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He saw what the tools they had and the defense that they had. That was
It was
something that
loaded.
that was something that was like,
MG.
but
It was loaded.
it wasn't so much that they were loaded. They had a strong team, but it was similar to the kinds of teams he had in New England. So he was able to come in and bring in an offense that he already knew. And imagine this, a 15-year veteran telling the OC, this is what I like to do. This is what we were good at, right? I need a little Edelman. Where's Edelman at? Give me Gronk. Give me my same players. Give me Gronk and Edelman, and give me a good running back and a strong defense. I'll take you to the Super Bowl. So that's what happened. On the other side, though, while Bill Belichick has been trying to rebuild, he just doesn't have that same sequence because they've not been able to replicate that sustained success through the Brady era, and it's indicative of an elite quarterback. Look what happened in San Francisco when they lost Montana and Young. They went through some dark times.
Facts.
And they had these quarterbacks. Look what happens after every team loses their elite quarterback. I mean elite quarterbacks, not great quarterbacks, but elite ones. After every team loses their great
Elite and
quarterbacks,
great to me are the same, but go ahead.
no, they're not. Well, Joe Montana is elite. Steve Young is elite. Brody is a good quarterback.
Yeah, but he ain't great.
Tom Brady's elite. But Mahomes is great. He's not elite yet. He has to win.
He's elite to me right now, but go ahead.
I mean, right now because he's won 2 Super Bowls, but he has to win
elite. He's elite.
He has to win
5
3
state conference. Go ahead, though.
But so and you got to understand something. Bill Belichick should be retired, but he's trying to get that all-time winning number. So he's gonna stay on long enough to get the all-time NFL regular season wins record. He's a Hall of Fame coach, and I think
he wants to win one more chip, but it ain't gonna be with the Patriots.
It's not going. Well,
it ain't gonna be with the Patriots. If he gets the Chargers, it's possible, but he's got to get to a team like the Chargers that got a quarterback and got some pieces and got some draft choices, and the Chargers would be perfect if they take him on. But Staley's gone. See. Staley's gone.
I think he's a done. Yeah, well, yeah, Staley's definitely done because that team was good and like they underperformed every single year.
Too good to be at 4-7, whatever they are. You know what I'm saying?
And Vegas always gets fooled in the beginning of the season with the Chargers, and like they always get like disappointed.
but let me give you some weapons to support what you're saying with Tampa Bay. I mean, he went over there. They had Evans. They had Godwin. They had Scotty Miller, who's the new Edelman, or Wes Welker. They had Gronk, Ronald Jones, Fournette. Then they had Tristan Wirfs, one of the best offensive linemen. Then you go to defense, Nagano Sue, William Golston, Jason Pierre-Paul, Devin White. Oh, my God. They had David. They had Winfield Jr. and Whitehead. I mean, you talk about championship ready. They were championship ready. So that's taking nothing away from Brady because then again, you still got to do your job. Right or wrong?
Well, yeah, but like look at
the Jets were championship. The Jets were championship ready.
Look at that.
But Zach Wilson didn't do the job.
Look at that same team the year before, though. They weren't championship ready.
No, but what I'm saying is when Brady went over there, he made sure that he got the pieces they needed. They was a good team because I remember Crab Legs had them playing okay, Winston, but they was like borderline. When Brady went over there, they instantly became a playoff team. Then you add Gronk and you add Sue and all these other pieces, then they became great. But of course, Brady had to play at a high level, taking nothing away from Brady. Same thing with Belichick. I understand he got Brady, but he still had to coach elite to make sure that these motherfuckers won. And then when people go, yeah, but their division is easy. I didn't know you just have to beat your division to go to the championship. I thought you got to win the conference.
Well, here's the thing, though. Mac Jones, that's true. But here's the thing. Mac Jones is proving that it's not just the system, it's the quarterback.
I agree.
It's the same.
That's why I say both of them. I got them both together.
And you got a first-round draft pick quarterback from a bigger school, from a better team than Tom Brady came from. When he came out of Michigan, were they even ranked? I'm not even sure. But
He was backing up Drew Henson.
It's
He didn't
backing
even
up
make
Drew
it to the
Henson,
league.
and even Charles Woodson was like surprised. He was like, "Dang, Tom, you weren't that great."
I didn't even see it coming. You was
Nah,
long, lengthy.
in a little tuck rule ESPN thing, he's like, I didn't see you coming, man. Like, you were like, it's an amazing NFL story because like you weren't that great.
Yo, to
And
get picked, to back you up. And in the NFL, there's one thing about the NFL. There's diamonds in the rut all through the rounds. You know that. Purdy's another example. But, I mean, usually you get by round 3, you be lucky to find some diamonds in there. First 3 rounds, there's diamonds all over. Unlike the
right.
NBA, first 5 picks is done. I mean,
10.
usually the NBA, maybe 10 picks. Maybe. Then you get bench players that get groomed. NFL, you could go deep 3rd round and find some diamonds.
Yeah.
But to be 699, dog, I remember Robert Kraft said he was sure by week 6 they were going to release him.
Wow.
But Brady went up to Kraft. This is a true story because it came out of Brady's mouth and said, this is the best decision you ever made. Now, I know Kraft must have walked off and said, this kid's funny. Because you don't get people like that in 699 pick. Never. Purdy would never be Brady, even though Purdy was that high. Purdy could be good, could be maybe win a few chips, but he ain't never gonna be no Tom Brady. Let's keep it 100. His body not built like that. He's not built like that. But the moral of the story is, I just think both of them together created the beauty of their dynasty, and everybody else that came apart and created the Patriot way. But for Warren Sapp to be there talking shit, so about there ain't no Patriot way, it was all Tom Brady, that's fucked up, man.
Well, I don't think that's correct either, because it wasn't all Tom Brady. Because remember, it wasn't going to be Tom Brady. Tom Brady was going to be an existential backup and perpetual backup to Drew Bledsoe. Bledsoe was supposed to take that team to the Super Bowl. Bledsoe was Belichick's like knight in shining armor. It wasn't Tom. Tom Brady was the backup just in case. And what happened what had happened was that Tom Brady was under Bledsoe, and once he got it, he's like, I ain't never giving this shit back. Because he had been behind behind second string in Michigan, second string in New England. All he was in the books, and Belichick, part of the system, made the backup work harder than any backup worked as far as knowing the playbook, and was able to fit him in that year, and they ended up winning the Super Bowl that year. And Bledsoe came back, and Belichick was like, I think we're gonna stick with what we got.
Yeah. No, Brady, listen, Brady put in his work. Brady found that he can really, progress in this system. Wasn't easy. He had to make those throws. He had to, know the plays. He had to stay away from turnovers. And he did all that. He did all that on a high level. But like I said, in the beginning years, I remember a lot of people, I got a great memory for shit like this. Oh, Brady's only nice because of the system. I remember that loud and clear.
The system is a strong reason why he learned the game, though. I mean, you can't.
Yeah, but don't say that's why he's fucking good.
But it is a basis for why he's good. The Belichick system taught him to be good, taught him to be great. As a matter of fact, as a matter of fact, I would put Brady up there with Peyton Manning as far as the ability to break down the game into Lego pieces, like a little kid's game. And in a man's uniform, on a man's field, be able to break down this game into Lego pieces and just pick everybody apart. Yeah, sometimes the game overwhelms him, but I mean, what was he known for most of his career? Don't give Tom the ball with 2 minutes left and he's down by 4.
See, but that's greatness of Brady, though. That's not the system.
But he didn't start out doing that, though, Al. He learned that.
I know
Belichick.
that, but that's when I give the credit to the coaches, to Belichick for grooming them. That's why when Warren Sapp talked that shit, dog, he act like I said, like Brady was Cam Newton. Like, you know, everybody expected him to do well immediately. No, that wasn't the story. You don't get picked $6.99 and expect to start for a football team. You got motherfuckers that get picked 1 overall and have to hold a clipboard for a year. You understand what I'm saying?
But I understand what Warren is saying too, is that if you put Brock Purdy on Carolina, he's doing worse than Bryce Young right now. If you put Bryce Young on the 49ers, we're talking about him being an MVP.
But you're not supporting what Sapp is saying.
It's a system. It's a system.
No, but he's not saying that. He's saying it was all Brady.
No, oh yeah. Well, I'm saying.
You see
I'm
what
saying
you're
that it's not
saying?
I'm not
you're making a case for Belichick.
Yeah, I am.
He was making a case for Tom Brady that it wasn't no Patriot way. It was all Tom Brady.
So
no, I disagree with that highly.
So if New England right now is number 3, the 3rd pick, if they lose some more games, well, Chicago and Arizona has the first 2 picks. They're going to try to trade out of that. Right now, New England's in shape to get Caleb Williams. If Caleb Williams goes to the Patriots, you're going to watch the system work again. You're going to see Belichick be able to work a system with a smart quarterback, one that can. And when I say smart quarterbacks, all quarterbacks are smart because they're the top 32 position athletes in the world at what they do. They're the best at what they do in the world. The starting quarterbacks in the NFL are the best at what they do in the world. But so when I say smart quarterbacks, some of them ain't as smart as others. Caleb is very smart. Like you look at C.J. Stroud right now, what he's doing down in Houston. It's a part of a system too, though. He went to the
him and DeMarco are clicking.
Well, if he went
DeMarco's
to Carolina,
grooming him and he's doing what's asked for. Now hold up, let me pause you.
If he went to Carolina, would he be doing the same thing?
Let me pause you. Mac Jones is a good quarterback, though. He did good in Alabama. One of the purest quarterback throwers coming out of Alabama. I personally thought this was a great fit for him. You know, having Belichick him, teaching him on top of what he already know. But this goes to Tom Brady, the props. Mac Jones didn't make the throws Tom did coming out the gate.
And he can't make the reads.
He didn't make the reads. And I don't want to hear the players because Brady came in, they really had no receivers. So I don't want to hear that. I don't even remember their first Super Bowl receivers. I mean, they had no name receivers.
Right.
They did the job. They had no Gronk, none of that.
He made Jabbar Gaffney look good.
Come on. That guy, I forgot about that guy. There's another guy I forgot about. Watson, maybe. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that Mac Jones had all the tools coming out of Alabama, smart, you know, was a starter in Bama, got reps in big games, couldn't do what Brady did. And he didn't even have to do what Brady did, like the late Brady. I'm talking the early Brady, when Brady had maybe 18 for 24, 275. Occasionally he'll have a game like that, but then he'll have 3 bad games. Look at the stats. And he always turns the ball over, it seems, at the worst fucking time.
Right.
So that didn't pan out. As much as I thought, they thought, that didn't pan out. Couple quarterbacks didn't pan out for them already. Now, I'm going to put some blame on Belichick to a degree because you're the ones that's choosing these quarterbacks. Robert Kraft gives you the ability to do everything there. So you've been striking out lately. Let's keep it 100. So he could be maybe losing it, but all because you're losing a step as a coach or as a football player doesn't take nothing away from all the accomplishments you've been putting out for years. Mike Tyson got rocked by Lennox Lewis, killing him in that ring. I had Mike. It hurted me to see Mike. That doesn't take away, in my eyes, what Mike did in the boxing game. He lost it. He didn't want it as much no more. He's too old.
True.
Whatever you want to call it. But when these guys is trashing Bill like that, like I said, I'm not high-spirited for the Patriots. I don't want nobody to think I'm a Patriot fan. I'm just high-spirited on motherfuckers not making sense, and I'm here to correct motherfuckers.
Well, and those Super Bowls mean a lot. The Super Bowl wins, the rings speak above all else.
There was like 5-0 at one time.
Right.
Until, you know, they ran into the book of Eli. The book of Eli 2 times knocked him down.
And some luck.
You call it whatever you want. All I can say,
Hey, when you catch
he
the
drove
ball
him.
on your head.
He drove him in the end in both games. Big throws, big escape. You can say lucky catches, but the numbers was correct too. Yeah. He had great numbers too. Look at the numbers.
Come on, the catch.
Book of Eli knocked him out twice. But besides that,
was lucky.
They lost one more to Foles. With the Eagles, they beat McNabb, but lost to Foles. And, 6-3, dynasty. And let me give you something. This is confusing, though. For all the credit I give Big Bill Belichick, for some reason, all his coaches that leave all fail the NFL.
Oh,
let me start with your boy.
Oh, my goodness.
Josh McDaniel failed in 2 places.
Terrible.
Romeo Crennel, another failure. Charlie White started college okay. Boom, another dud. Eric Mangini, another dud. Brian DeBoer, another dud. Al Groh, another dud. Nick Saban with 15 and 17 with the Dolphins. We're not talking college. Killed them in college. But in the pros, he didn't pan out. My man, it keeps going and going. Joe Judge. Matt Patricia. Brian Flores and Bill O'Brien. Bill O'Brien's the only one with a winning record with 52 and 48. 2 and 4 in the playoffs. And also Mark Vrabel. But Mark Vrabel was more of a player who coached maybe a year or 2 with him. But he was more a player. And he's keeping his job in Tennessee. But this is the only thing I don't understand. For being one of the greatest minds in coaching, why all the people underneath you don't succeed without you? And what that tells me is that he didn't give them all the tools that they needed to move on. So that could be smart in some degree, but it's selfish in other degrees. Because if these are guys that roll with you, you want to send them out correct. Like everybody that was under Andy Reid's staff, Andy Reid, all them guys is like winners.
Or you teach people like Nick Saban, don't worry about your players going to the pros when they're with you. That's why Nick Saban runs his running backs. Well, what's there is that Bill Belichick has control over every aspect of his coaching unit.
That's what it is.
He doesn't allow any kind of ingenuity or intuitiveness. It's Bill Belichick rules, and you're gonna do what he says. Don't bring nothing new. I don't want to hear no bad news, and don't bring nothing new to me. I don't even know unless it can help me. And so no coach is allowed to be independent and like talk to players other than Belichick.
Right.
One message, one voice. So that's why Josh McDaniel cannot communicate with men. That's why he fails, because he doesn't know how to talk to men. He can say all the right coordinator things, and like the coordinators speak like, well, they ran matter of fact, Josh McDaniel would be a great analyst and just break down plays. He'd be great. He can never coach me and my friends though, because he doesn't know how to talk to me. He doesn't know how to tell me what to do.
He did good as a coordinator, but you're gonna give Belichick credit for the coordinator part he played.
I'll give Belichick credit, but you're right in the way that you're talking about. It's Belichick's not concerned about developing talent. He's a talent acquirer, and that's it. And he uses the talent he has. He's not a talent developer.
Not even that, MG, because if you notice, he doesn't give nobody no money. Like he rather pick guys from the 3rd, 4th round, 6th round.
He'll take
get them for dirt cheap.
He'll take cheap star running.
You know what I mean? They give let's say
back.
Ramsey 20 M's a year. He won't do that. I mean, he did it one time with Revis Island, which I was surprised. And also he gave money to Gilmore because the corners were so important those years because of Patrick Mahomes.
Well, because what kind of defense did he want to play? He wanted to play a pressure defense and like where he's blitzing 50% of the time. So you needed a cover corner. You need an island, somebody that can.
Right. Let me say something before I forget. I don't mean to cut you before I forget. My boy I was talking to earlier, He said the best shit I heard in a while. He said the problem with Belichick is that he hasn't evolved to what's going on now. Do you agree with that? That kind of makes sense, bro. He's
Well,
like, he stick to his old school ways.
I don't agree with the framing of it. I think that evolution is happening and he can't evolve.
Anybody can evolve. You just got to look
No,
into shit.
I mean, you get to a certain point where you can't evolve. Like, it happens in all sports where you have greatness, and greatness, every king dies and has to give up his kingdom, right? You don't just evolve with it. You can't evolve from the winning ways that you're used to. You can't keep on. The dynasty is over.
Yeah, but you could make change, though.
Well, he's trying
my
to make
way of
change.
living in life. Let me
He's
tell you something. My way of
he's trying
living
to
in
make
life.
change. Look what happened.
My way of living in life is just like a coach in the NFL. If I wanna shine or do something that the new cats are doing, I have to make adjustments. You gotta make adjustments. He's not willing. I know what you're saying.
You don't think Belichick has made adjustments since 2019? He has made adjustments.
I don't know, dog. I feel like he's trying to build that same New England team.
Evolution is a constant. Evolving is not. So, it's two different concepts. So this winning coach who basically owned the 2000s, the early 2000s, can't evolve and go with time because he lost a key component. So there's no evolution. And Tom Brady had to leave too. He couldn't evolve either.
But
he
what's funny? You know what's funny?
He got the one, and he had an average season. Had his most average season as a pro, and got the one, but couldn't come back better than that. And he had to be better than that for them to win 2 in a row.
Right.
And that's when he had to call it quits because he was like, yo, I ain't got nothing else. So
right.
It's not that he couldn't evolve, and it's not that Belichick can't evolve. It's that evolution is occurring. The game is evolving. They're not.
Okay, let me get a word in. I like what you're saying. You know what's funny about this whole conversation?
What's that?
New England could fuck around, luck out, and get Caleb Williams, and he changes that whole franchise around immediately. And then what we're saying right now, I mean, I'm not saying it don't make sense because we dropping knowledge, but in reality, it goes out the window because now he's got a young, evolving quarterback that's doing everything that all the today quarterbacks are doing. So he ain't gonna have no choice but to live with what this kid's doing and just add on to what he's doing instead of subtracting. See, Mac Jones was built. He tried to build Mac Jones into Tom Brady. It's not gonna happen.
Well, Mac Jones is not capable of being even in Tom Brady's class. He's not a good quarterback. I mean, he's an average quarterback. He's not a good quarterback. Now, I don't know that. He just doesn't seem happy in Belichick's system. Let me put it that way.
They fucked. I'm not to make excuses for him. They fucked his head up so much
with
all those coordinators.
He's not happy.
Like, he's doomed. It's like a good girl turned bad.
He's not even trying anymore.
Yeah, he's doomed. He's doomed.
Can't wait to get out of there.
Now, like I said, when he came out of Bama, there was a lot of promise him if he was groomed correctly. But for some reason, the team that groomed a 699 pick to be one of the best ever fucked up grooming this kid here. Bad.
Well, and the difference between the two is that at Michigan, as he sat the bench, he was looking at the defenses and going over tape. When he sat the bench with Belichick, he was in the quarterback room going over the defenses, looking at the tape. Mac Jones at Alabama calls in his audibles. He doesn't do the audibles.
Right.
So he does what he's told. He doesn't read. This is a transition that Tua and Jalen Hurts had to make when they transitioned from Alabama. Well, Jalen went to Oklahoma and then started a pro style offense where he got ahead of Tua a little bit. Tua was having trouble reading the defenses until the recent coaching, and now he has a good quarterback coach where he's able to read defenses again. Because Alabama doesn't teach the quarterbacks to read defenses, which is why they have problems. Right. Mac Jones is having the same problem because he's slow to react to what the defense is doing on the field, and Belichick doesn't have patience for that. So he's lost patience with Mac Jones, and Mac Jones is feeling the heat and feeling like my coach doesn't like me. and no
Yo,
athlete,
he's
no
out
matter how
there.
much you
He's
get
out there
paid,
off. He got no chance to win, dog.
nobody, no
I feel
player, no
bad.
matter.
Yo, he was on suicide watch a couple weeks ago when they played that game in Europe, I think. Yo, he made that big mistake, that pick late. I think the coach wasn't somebody. And I was like, damn. And I looked at him. I felt so bad for him because I seen his eyes. They showed it. Like, man, that was suicide watch to me because that kid was really in another space, dog. Like,
Suicide watch.
I'm pretty sure his family got up on him early after the game, gave him love because,
Yeah.
dog, he was cooked. When I say cooked, because he know how his coach is, and he fucked up again. So he there's no getting around that. He gonna have to hear him later in that room. Like, he was done. And like you said, he might need a fresh start elsewhere. But to go back to Belichick and Tom Brady, our main topic, I think it's real stupid. I don't know if Warren Sapp is just talking to talk shit, but he's lucky I couldn't get on the mic with him because I would have ate him a new one. Because you don't be picked 699 and become great on your own. That doesn't happen like that.
No, I think he was embellishing and being hyperbolic and praising his friend Tom Brady. But, you can't deny the greatness of Belichick, even though, that greatness comes with a little bit of skirting the rules and cheating a little bit and getting some
being
love
an
from the
asshole.
getting some love from the refs on a fumble that actually happened. And having them look at a rule that nobody ever enforced ever in the history of the NFL except for that one time.
Too. I was mad as fuck. I wanted the Raiders to win that game.
I'm still mad about that game. It was a fumble, man. It was a fumble, and
I agree with you.
That was the best Raider
You're
team
normally
of that era.
biased when it comes to your team, but I agree with you this time.
That was a fumble, and actually that team was the best Raider team of that 4-year run that we had.
Let's keep it Brady. We're going to do the Raiders another time. We might even do a special on John Madden.
You can't talk about Brady, not talk about the Raiders.
I got a video of John Madden and the Raiders. You might want to look at it on YouTube. But I definitely want to do something with you with the Raiders. I wish you were living out here because I could bring you to the black hole with my man, and we could have an interview, all three of us. But unfortunately, you in Who Dat land, and it's
they're having problems too.
To have you fly out, just to do an interview. I don't know if that's your style. You know what I'm saying?
You can fly me out. You can fly me out first. Al York show can fly me out first class. I'll be happy.
Okay, maybe we can figure something out like that.
I'll clear with the misses, man. You got it.
I love to have you on the show with my man, Mr. Roy. You see, that's my man. But listen, let's end it up. We got about an hour on this. I don't want to use the term bust my nut, but I'm gonna use it. I had to bust my nut on this conversation because that shit, it got me mad. You got all kind of people talking shit. And what's that dude on the NFL Network, the skinny guy? I think he used to be a backup quarterback for the Giants. He was a bum. He be running his mouth more than anybody.
On NFL or ESPN?
ESPN, the NFL joint.
Ostrowski?
Yeah,
Ostrowski or
whatever. Dan Orlovsky. Listen, he's smart sometimes. But he's the one that was saying that, look at the division. Listen, that's not their fault. If the Raiders played every team next year with a below 500 record and they go undefeated, you cannot blame the Raiders for that. You blame the schedule makers. Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
Because at the end of the day, every team is professional. That's why they play the games, MG, because anybody could win on any given night. Anybody. I seen the Super Bowl. What was that Super Bowl? The Rams, when the Patriots beat them with Brady, that was a 14-point underdog for New England.
Right.
14, you know what, 14 points in the NFL? College, they throw points like nothing. Like you got Oregon and Washington playing the biggest game of the year, and there's a 10-point fucking spread. You rarely see a 10-point spread in the NFL unless it's a real dominant situation. There was a 14-point dog, and they beat the Rams. So if it was that easy, why do they play the games then?
Unless it's Chiefs Raiders, and I swear to God, I said Chiefs can't cover 9.5, and boy, what do they do?
No, listen. Raiders was up 14-zip. I was thinking upset there for a minute.
31-17. I'm like,
But you know what's funny? All this second half shit, no scoring, what they put up yesterday in the second half. Damn near 21, 28 points or something like that. See, so all that talk went right out the window immediately. We're going to go into that Friday, but we know KC, you can never count them out. As long as Mahomes is there, you can never count them out.
After 14-0 was a 31-3 run. So, I mean.
That's what it is.
On a 9.5 spread at home. Like, come on, man.
I know. That's what it is. But we're going to hit that Friday. Right now, I need you to close out on this conversation. Give me what you, after everything we covered, I want to hear what you got to say, then I'm going to close it up.
Oh, well, I just let's stick to football, the AFC, and talk about the AFC.
No, let's keep Brady. Let's close it with Brady and Belichick.
Yeah. So what I'd say is, you know, I'm a both sides-er person. So like looking at the debate, it could be argued both sides that both Tom Brady and the New England Patriots, they needed each other, him and Belichick. But you know, you can't deny that Brady's continued to excel while New England Patriots have continued to decline in that acceleration. But you know, look at what they did. You know, it's like Janet Jackson rules. What have you done for me lately? Brady and Belichick did it together. It was a system. It worked for Brady. Every quarterback doesn't fit in the system. So, you know, it was a Brady system under Belichick. So I think it's safe to say that they both needed each other. I don't think you can say it's one or the other. Because if Brady went to the Raiders instead of going to New England, he'd be a different quarterback and have a whole different career. And probably not even be a Hall of Famer. So, you know, even though I hate the Patriots to my Raider blood.
Why would you hate the Patriots when they're not even in your division? It's only because the tuck rule?
Because they cheated.
You feel they got a lot of calls?
They cheated us out of the championship, not just with the tuck rules, but the calls that were happening that entire game that were like, you know, they were very bad calls. And the Raiders were cheated out of two championships.
I hate the referees for that, though.
Well,
Bill Belichick is not blowing a whistle.
You know, they were cheating. They were like deflating the balls. They were missing everything they were caught doing. They were doing before more so. So the whole Patriot way to me is a cheating way,
right?
Or at least stretching the rules to the point of cheating that nobody else was doing except for Belichick. But that's his way. That's how they won. So they won. But you know, regardless, they won their games, and Brady won his games under Belichick. And he went out and proved a point.
I like when they won after all that cheating scandal. That showed me they were true champions.
They
just like the Astros. The Astros cheated, right? But when everybody was aware of them, they went to like 2 straight chips. They won one, lost one, whatever. But when you could win after that happening, that tells me you didn't need to cheat. So knock on them for whatever they did to cheat, because obviously you didn't need to do it because you won without it. That's what I don't understand about. But I hear this been going on for years with the head coaches and managers, everybody trying to get a little more info, you know, doing shit. It's just whoever gets caught. It's like the drug dealers where I live at. You got some guys that became cops. They were dealing. They just didn't get caught. That makes them different from me? No. I mean, listen, they didn't get caught. That was the difference. To me, everybody does it, but if you get caught, you're the bad guy. But let me close it out with this here. You got to put respect on Bill Belichick's name. My opinion, Al York Sports. Of course, Tom Brady earned that. I know a lot of people that don't like Tom Brady. They call him Marshall Brady, all kind of shit. But these two men, what they did in football for 20 years, I don't think it would ever happen again to that degree. I think Andy Reid and Mahomes have a chance, but Reid's too old to do another 13 years. If you ask me, do you agree with me with that?
Oh, I definitely agree with you.
If Reid was younger, I think him and Mahomes could probably match what Brady and Belichick did. But Reid's going to be out the door no more than 4 or 5 years, so they're not going to accomplish. Now, they could get close to their Super Bowl wins if they go, you know, on a tear 4 out of 5, but I don't even think they're going to win 6. I think the most the Chiefs might win to probably be 3 or 4. Then Andy Reid's going to lead, and then Mahomes probably think about getting traded. But what I'm saying is it's going to be hard to repeat. this kind of domination that the New England Patriots put out. Nobody can deny that. Just like when Michael Jordan won three peats in a row. You know, like there's certain things you just can't do. You know what I mean? And you got to give credit when credit is due. And I'm giving New England Patriots all the credit. I'm not sucking. Look, I'm not here with sucking on nobody. When shit is due, I give it up. Did they cheat? Yeah. It was proven that they cheated, but you don't disqualify 6 Super Bowls when they got cheated, when they got caught 1 year cheating. All right, you want to take one out, then they got 5 in my book.
I just disqualify one.
Yeah, they did their thing. They
Rule.
did it for years, and I think one needed the other. Belichick did got stink there late. He felt like he didn't need Brady, try to trade Brady and keep Garoppolo because he looked at it like, you know, Brady's coming to the end. It's time for me to surface a new quarterback. That's where he fucked up at. And you know who stopped that trade? Robert Kraft. Instead of making that trade, he traded Jimmy G. He said, I'm getting Jimmy G out of here. We're staying with Tom Brady. And with that, I'm going to let it go. Any last words, brother?
Oh, man, it's all good. My daughter's just busted in, man. My 3 and 1 year old are like, what you doing?
Go. There you go, brother. Go
it's
enjoy yourself.
Hey, good being with you. I'll see you on Friday. We're going to talk some football, some key games, and talk about the Raider bye week, what they need to do, and anything else you want to talk about. Let's go.
You already got it. Hold your head, baby. MG Raider in the building, baby. My man, X me out, baby.
Gotcha.
All right. Yeah, guys, y'all know what it is, man. I had to get this nut off, man. I had to, man. Warren Sapp in there running his mouth. I know he's doing it for clicks. Ain't no way you going to say there ain't no Patriot way. Ain't no way Belichick, had anything to do with them wins. It was all Tom Brady. Shut your motherfucking ass up, dog. You know what I'm saying? You barely a Hall of Famer. You played on horrible teams, and you just another hater on the way the Patriots did it. And, of course, you're going to suck on Brady, who went to Tampa Bay and won one for your old team, bro. But like I'm saying, at the end of the day, put respect on motherfuckers' names. Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, you got to put respect on their names, man. And with that, Al York Sports, love y'all, and enjoy that Monday Night Football game between the Bears and the Vikings. I'm going to holler at y'all.